Like loud. Yeah, we're recording.
Okay,
Okay, we're going live, guys. I'm launching this.
perfect.
Okay, yeah. Let me just double check if we're live.
Not yet. Now we're live.
Yeah. So, guys, welcome everybody. Welcome to this roundtable. My name is Rick. I'm gonna be your host tonight. With me, I have Polly. She's gonna be my co-host. And well, today's topic is gonna be something really interesting. Is how to make your brand even stronger and book more events. Have you ever wondered like why you don't have like many events or like what can you do like to make this even stronger? So we're gonna be talking a little bit about that. We're gonna be dropping some really good gems. And no. Um, so yeah, uh, first I want to say something, something that is really important whenever we're starting like to do social media and branding, is being able to have like this factor that people can tell like, oh, that's this brand. Like for example, like having your logo in all the ads that you post, having a specific color palette. Like for example, we have like Tiffany. Tiffany has that specific like blue, and no one else can use that blue. Like it's specific for their brand, and that's a factor that really makes them unique. Um, so yeah, uh, at first I want to open this discussion by asking you, what's the biggest struggle that you have had when you're trying to get more bookings? Maybe like trying like to approach people, trying to communicate, trying to build branding, trying to post on social media to make them like leave any review. Um, so yeah, I would love to hear you guys. And well, who wants to start?
Not all at once, guys.
The only thing that I see personally, which actually at the moment I feel like I'm doing well. My Google Ads and everything are paying off. But my competitors in the area, which there are uh, a lot of them, very highly saturated area, but they are really taking to Facebook. So if there's an area that I felt like I really needed to improve in, it would definitely be social media.
Yeah, no, like totally. Like social media is like super important whenever like we're building branding. Um, I've been like managing social media for brands like for around like how many years? Like 6, 7 years? No, 7. Um, and yeah, like it's always been like, like a roller coaster. Sometimes whatever you've been doing like super well, then start and then stops working. And then like whatever like didn't work, like then starts to work. But yeah, who else have like that issue, like a little bit with social media? And also like who haven't started with their social media?
I mean, I do postings, but I only have like 1,000, 1,100 followers, and they've probably blocked me because I post so much about it. But I haven't done any ads. I'm afraid of wasting money on Facebook ads to do them
Yeah,
myself.
no, like actually like social media is great like for like also for this type of business because like it goes a lot with it really goes a lot like with the looks. Like for example, if you're gonna rent a bounce house or a tent or anything for an event, you really want that like to look like super good. So if you have an ad that also looks like super good, it will be easier for people to say like, like this guy is professional. Let me just go and like book with them. Um, but yeah. Um, But yeah, like something that I always recommend, like whenever I have been working with brands and all, is like to try to post like whenever you're just starting, like to post as much as you can. Um, like for example, I will say, I don't know, maybe 5 posts per week at the very minimum. Because like whenever you're just starting, you really want like you really need people to know like who you are. Whenever you're just starting in social media, people know nothing about you. It's like, oh yeah, like another brand, like whatever. It's whenever you're just starting social media that you need to be like, pa 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 pa, so you can really hit like those points. Um, oh, we had something in the chat. I was hoping to conclude on my website. Oh, like you mean to like to make some like new adjustments to your website and like to make it look like super good? How do you know what to post? This is great. Like for example, something that people love, like for example, like well, what I've been doing like in all this time, it's first first I try like to look into social media, what's trending at the moment. But for example, but something that really helps, like whenever we're in this industry, is like for example, setting up bounce houses, like cleaning them up, and
Like
just
day
like
by
a
day
day.
basis videos, right?
Yeah. Like if you're gonna have like a type of blog, like
Jeez.
for example,
Oh, you don't have a
whenever
gun thing? Nope. Oh, that sucks. Oh,
nope, nothing about that thing. And also we cannot say that word
27.
online. We're gonna get blocked. And yeah, and for example, oh, here we have in the chat Dylan, that he's all about branding, and that's actually true. Dylan is known in Texas like if you see a funny goose, that if you see any brand with a goose, you're gonna know that is this guy. Like for example, like yeah, for real, he has like mini golf, bounce houses, Christmas light. Well, sadly, the Christmas lights do not have the goose. I was so sad when he told me that. Um, but
How
yeah, like
much?
Dylan, can you tell us a little bit you've been doing like your branding?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so the goose, I'm not real sure how we landed on a goose. I'm glad we did. But in the planning stages, we just ended up coming up with actually, I do know how we came up with it. So originally we had the smoke shop and we were going to drop a clothing line and it was going to be the Toke Toke Goose.
Thanks.
And we ended up not doing that, and then we ended up getting out of the smoke shop business just this year. But that brand, it stuck with me, and that's when whenever we went to launch Rowdy Goose, me and my business partner, we were like, look, we've got to get the goose in there. So then that's how we landed on Rowdy Goose for our main party brand. And then since then, since the goose is so well known, we have put the goose in everything. So we run Rowdy Goose is the main business. The Party Goose mini golf is our mini golf. The Foamtastic Goose is our bubble and snow parties, or our bubble and foam parties. And then the Sluice and Goose Mining Co. is our mobile gym and balsa mining. And yeah, like Ricardo said, I wish I would have used the goose in Glow and Go as well for the Christmas lights and the permanent lighting. But we didn't go that. I didn't go that route because I'm actually sole owner of the Glow and Go, and I do have a business partner in Rowdy Goose. So I wanted to keep those separate.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
So
I
you
really
have
love your
something
goose.
distinctive about your brand that is a goose. Someone else have someone distinctive about your brand? Like the goose or maybe a color, something? I think not.
Okay.
I kind of sort of maybe have a little bit. So I used to, well, it's funny because I actually just changed it. I used to have stick figures in my in my logo. And I kind of liked it because I was like, oh, it's stick figures, it's cute. Like people can just be like, oh, the one with the stick figure logo, or something. But I recently changed it just to kind of give a little bit more of like a professional feel. I mean, I still have like the family of like people on there and all the kids on the logo, but I did clean it up and I removed like the stick figures and I actually made them into more like cartoon figures a little bit. So that was something that I had, and I know that there were people out here who were like, "Oh, I love your stick figures, like they're so cute, blah blah blah." But and I will say I definitely got more compliments on my logo, what it was before, from customers than I did from business owners. So eh, I was a little bit iffy on it because I was like, well, I'm not really marketing the business owners, I'm marketing the customers, and if my customers like the logo, I'm going to stick with it. But just from a more professional standpoint, I did feel like I needed to clean it up, so I did recently change it, like literally a week ago or so.
Oh, hope your brand still sticks with them and they like them.
Yeah, so far I've gotten good. I've gotten positive feedback on it, so I think it'll be fine.
Nice, nice. Thank you for sharing. Someone else have something distinctive about their logo or their brand?
I'll just add on real quick. We do have some more brands coming under our main party business that will be launching within the next. I've got one probably launching in 3 months, and then by fall of next year, I think we'll have 2 more brands under the Rowdy Goose brand as well. So they will all have the goose in them.
Okay, congratulations. That's great news.
Yeah. Guys, like, I'm sorry. I also wanted like to ask you, how do you usually find like new clients for your events? Like you mostly like rely on advertising, or maybe like recommendation from friends, or you email churches, or 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 you give out flyers. How do you like manage like to reach out to new people?
Infomercials.
Google Ads or social media
Social media
efforts?
platforms.
That's cool.
8.5 by 5.5 mailers. Okay.
Has very many people used the mailers? I was considering using it for one of for my other business, not so much for this one, but I am curious the feedback on that because if they're having success with it, I would like to also maybe.
Yeah, no, like this sounds like also really interesting. Yeah, like Rosalie is saying, like flyers in the mailboxes of customers. Rosalie, can you add
So
on that?
yeah, that kind of didn't make sense after I clicked send. I was like, wait, that was kind of incomplete. So the customers, so for example, if I have a customer that lives in a neighborhood, we'll ride back around. Either we bring them with us, but sometimes it's a little hard to bring them with us because we don't necessarily know how many houses or how big that neighborhood is. But I print out flyers and they're just small little like postcard flyers. And essentially I just put like, and honestly, it all depends on what the neighborhood looks like. But I'll give discount to people between like 5.25 or even $30 discount on their first rentals with us. But they have to obviously give me the code that's on that flyer so that I know like where they came from. But when we do the pickup, sometimes we'll have flyers with us on hand, like if it's a smaller neighborhood, and we'll get there before the pickup time and we'll just go through the neighborhood and leave the flyers in the mailboxes. Or if it's somewhere close by, obviously there are some events that are like an hour out, or over like 30 minutes, and it's just kind of like we don't really want to go all the way out there just to drop off some flyers. But if it's somewhere nearby, if it's like within our 10-mile radius, then yeah, we'll go back another day and we'll go to the mailboxes and leave the flyers in their mailboxes. I've actually gotten a good amount of people from them. I was surprised that it worked, but I mean, I took a shot and it ended up coming out in my favor.
Wow.
That's
Hey,
really nice.
Rosalie, I will add something to that. I don't know if you realize this or if other people know this, but it's actually illegal to leave stuff in people's mailboxes. You can leave it on their porch,
No,
you can hang
we
it on
no no
their
no.
doors.
We'll put a little sticker on. We'll put them on the side of the mailbox or like on the door of the mailbox,
Yeah.
not
Okay, good.
necessarily inside. Like if
Yeah,
I was
there's
about
some,
to
there
say the
are
same
some
thing, Wayne.
mailboxes. Yeah. There are some mailboxes that are open, so we'll just toss them in there. Like people will leave them open. We'll just toss them in there. But most of the times, if they're closed, we don't open them. We just leave them with a sticker on the top, like on the top of the mailbox, on the side of the mailbox, or on the front of the door of the mailbox.
yeah, that's
Yeah, that
perfect.
happened. I'm telling you. Okay, so when I first did it, we went into a neighborhood that wasn't a familiar neighborhood. So we went and we were we were leaving them in the mailboxes at first. This was our very first time doing this. And there was a guy out on his porch. He was like, "Get out of my mailbox. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just dropping off a flyer. I'm so sorry." Yeah, after that I was like, "Okay, let's not leave them inside the mailbox before we get shot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people will throw a fit and turn you in for it. It's so stupid, but just a heads up, it can turn
Yeah,
out to be
yeah.
a big mess.
Once I had that interaction with him, I was like, I wonder how illegal it is. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, let's not do that. This kind of similar thing kind of happened to me recently too, because I did like a raffle over here in Georgia. Apparently it's illegal to do raffles if you're not like a nonprofit company. So I had to quickly go back, change everything, and I had to apply like a free entry option in order for it to not be illegal.
Oh my God.
So Russell
Yeah, I
almost
almost
went to
got,
jail.
I almost got a lawsuit up against me, guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. If you're gonna do a raffle, look look into your laws, because Lionel's the one who suggested it, but he's in Texas, so I'm assuming it's different over there than it is over here.
Dylan says, call them waffles. You'll be fine. Lol.
Yeah. With Texas, it's the same thing because a raffle is they look at it as gambling. So you fall into a gambling
Yes.
guidelines. So
I
if
think
you
it's
call them
that way
waffles,
everywhere.
yeah. So if you call them waffles, there's really nothing they can do. Now, I'm not an attorney. I feel like if somebody pushed hard enough, that probably wouldn't hold up. But you can deter a lot of that by call them a waffle. That's all you got to do
What do you mean calling them waffles? What is that? What?
instead of a
I'm so
raffle.
confused.
Are you serious? Have you done that?
I literally
Yeah,
thought
I'm
you
so
were saying.
serious.
I see. When I read that, I thought you were saying call the postcards waffles. I was like, oh, okay, haha. But wait, okay, so I'm
No,
lost now. What do you
we're
No,
mean
good.
waffles?
call
Instead
your
of the
raffles a
raffle.
I
waffle.
need to know. I need to know.
Yeah, just call your raffles a
Uh,
waffle.
yeah, that's been a trending thing on Facebook, especially like
Big and bright.
Big and Bright. Yeah, and I can't remember. There was another one also that did the same thing, but yeah,
I think it was HC.
they've been using it, calling it waffle, and since they're big enough in the industry, most people have kind of caught on to
And they just copy
calling it
pasted it.
waffles now.
So if
Right,
you
right.
call it something else instead of a raffle, even though it is a raffle, it's legal?
Don't take money.
No.
Do not accept money. But if you do like a share this and you get entered or whatever, as long as there's not a monetary transfer and you don't refer to it as a raffle, I think you're in the clear.
or
Okay,
Or
because
you're
you
what
actually
I
warranted.
buy
from
something.
what I understood was that you could call them sweepstakes, giveaways, but you can't call them raffles, right? And in order for it to not fall under a raffle, you have to offer a free entry. You are able to offer like purchase a ticket for like 5 entries, or you can do one free entry for like share it on your story, follow our page, and this, that, and the third. Whatever rules you want to put on there. But from at least in Georgia, from what I read, it said as long as there's a free entry option that is not forcing people to purchase, then you can basically slide with it that way.
Gotcha.
But I'll have to look into that because um I would like to do raffle styles, right? But if I'm able to offer like a free entry option, but also offer for people to purchase tickets to buy more entries, then I would prefer that way, because I mean I'd prefer to make something. If I'm
Can
gonna
you
do
do
like a
something
giveaways type of thing, I'd
like
rather
a
make.
give?
Sorry?
Exactly. Can you do something like a giveaway, like our best renters, someone that has rented from us like last month? can get a price of this without paying an entry? You can do that, a
I
giveaway?
probably do like for this month you can, and you bring it free to a giveaway or something. I guess you could do that, but the whole purpose that I was trying to do it was just to kind of get a little extra money coming in,
Yeah.
because the way we figured was if we put the tickets at like $20, we get 10 people at least, because I'm just starting out, right? So we started small. So if I get up 10 people, that's $200, and I wouldn't mind, letting them choose any of our units for $200. That at least will cover
Yeah,
some sort of like distance travel fee, something.
Yeah.
But like I said,
you-
since we did realize about a week later after I posted the raffle that it was legal, I had to go back, make changes. And like that, I didn't have anybody coming after me telling me anything like, oh, this is illegal. You're not supposed to do this, whatever, whatever. So
yeah,
what
if you take
necessarily feel like we're able to just give away a rental, and then we don't know how far we got to go or anything like that. Obviously, we
You
can
can
always put
maybe
like,
give away
oh, you pay for
100
travel.
discount.
Also work, yeah, doing like a discount instead of a full-on giveaway. Yeah, you could win like a 50% discount or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, do it in the form of a gift certificate though, not a discount, because a certificate is something they will hold on to, and a discount is like, now you're forcing me to book. But if you give them a gift certificate, then they're like, oh, hey, I've got this, and they look at it as cash, and it's not. I mean, it's literally just a discount.
Right.
Mhm.
Like a
How
golden
is it
ticket,
illegal?
Willy Wonka, that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, I like
Okay,
that
and
idea.
then somebody asked a while ago about the success rate of flyers, right? Or mailers.
Yeah.
Wasn't somebody asking? Yes. All right. So I don't know what my close rate is. Because the way I look at it, so like with snow, I just sent my snow flyers out, and this year I expanded my mailing list by quite a bit. I basically targeted every hospital and city from a little west of Fort Worth all the way to Texarkana and then down to like Bossier City. And so I spent over like $1,000 sending all these mailers out this go around for snow. But my average ticket for a single event for snow is $2,500. So if I can get one booking off of that, then I covered my cost on them. And if out of the 500 and something people that I sent mailers to, I can guarantee we're going to get a lot more returns than just one booking.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's a good idea.
But I do, so I have scheduled mailings that go out 4 times a year, I think. And all of those are different. Some of them are targeted differently. I don't waste my money on snow for schools and stuff, sending those mailers out. Schools get a separate packet with all the information at once. That way, every new school year, the new people coming into the PTO or whatever, they get a full packet of everything we offer fresh when they first get there. And then towards January, February, we'll send out end of the year stuff for schools just to touch base with them again. But that's just for inflatables normally and for the main party business. Now, other places like city events and stuff, we have separate scheduled mailings for, and we send individual stuff to them for. So like churches, we target a lot with mini golf and foam, not necessarily as much as inflatables. And then, so it just kind of depends on what it is, what we're trying to accomplish, and how much money we're spending on each one. But my returns, I feel like have been pretty good off of them. We get a lot of business off of mailers.
Okay.
Sorry, you kind of
like-
heard a little bit. You had said something about January, but I was gonna ask when are the 4 times that you send out that you find are like the best times to send out those cards?
So snow I send out in September. Like I said, and then the school packets, those get mailed out in August when they first get there. The new PTOs come in. And then we do, let's see, foam. My mailers for those go out in about February. My end of school mailers, they go out in February. And then my mini golf, I do twice a year. I do those beginning of the year, and then I do them at the end of the summer, because that's fall, winter, and spring are your best times for mini golf. Well, in my area, anyways. So just depending on season and all that. And then, of course, because a lot of like big corporations and stuff, they book stuff 3 to 6 months in advance. So your summer reading programs at your libraries, they're already getting stuff booked by February, March. So you want to get those mailers in their hands before they're planning that stuff.
Okay.
And another thing too, you can go with the 4x6. It's a lot cheaper. Not only is it cheaper to get those printed, but you can also do postcard flyers, which are like 50 something, or postcard stamps, which are like 50 something cents a piece versus 79 cents a piece. But I just prefer the bigger cards. The cost isn't that much more, and the return, I feel like, makes up for it.
So you feel like the bigger flyers make more of an impact on the customers than the smaller ones?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If they have something big in their hand, they're gonna look it over more times than not. They're gonna actually look it over and pay attention to it than if it's just some small flyer that they get 100 of in the mail and they glance at it and throw it in the trash.
Yeah, I can vouch you on that one because I don't be paying attention to none of the small stuff that I get in the mail.
So
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate the info.
no problem.
Sounds pretty good.
Well, actually, what state are you in? You mentioned it does well in your state. Where are you at?
Texas.
Texas, of course. Everything does well in Texas.
Go for Spring,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yes, sir.
But I wanted to ask you guys how illegal it is like to do like the raffle. Like
Oh, you can
illegal,
go. No, like it's illegal. You can.
Yeah, it's
You
super
can get a
illegal.
fine or you go to
but
jail.
how illegal? Like,
It's gambling, so I mean it's jail time.
Yeah, that's definitely jail time. Yeah, because it falls under gambling. Like they said, it falls under gambling. States don't take too kindly to gambling, illegal gambling, unless they're making money off of it. So
And they confiscate any money.
they do. Yeah, they do. They'll take away if you made any profits from it, they will take it from you. Even some that you didn't make off of it, they'll try to take it.
okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what you call it either, because as Shakespeare says, a rose by any other name is the same thing.
It's
You know,
still a
it's just as
rose.
sweet.
Yep.
It's a waffle.
So like you can go to jail and they can take your money away. So Rosalie, I'm really happy you did change it.
Listen, me too. I'm very I posted it on Next Door Neighbor. It's funny because the most like randomest person is the one who told me about it. He was like, I think this is illegal. I'm like looking at the message like, boy, you're crazy. But no, then I asked him, I said, is it really? Are you like joking with me right now? I was like, please let me know because I just started. And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's illegal. And then he sent me like the code and everything for Georgia. And I was like, oh, let me go change it real quick. And then I was like, oh, look, I added a free entry thing. I think I'm okay now. And he looked it up and he was like, first he was like, I don't think so. I think you can still get in trouble if you do it that way. But then he looked it up and he was like, oh, I think you're in the clear now. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. I think I'm in the clear too. But I'm glad that I did post it on there because I don't know what would have happened if someone else, the wrong person would have came across it, and then yeah, I would have definitely gotten in trouble.
Well, the worst thing will be that you wouldn't be with us today here.
Yeah.
Thank
Worst thing
God.
is I would spend a night in jail and not be home with my babies. That would definitely be bad.
Aw.
My newborn, he needs me. He doesn't drink anything else but my milk.
I know. Bring him with you. Oh no, right?
I wish, right? No, I wouldn't want to bring him in jail. Come on now. Come on, Polly. Why would I bring a baby to jail? Come on
To
now.
be
I know.
him.
To be with.
Just like to
Period.
help, just to back up a little bit on Polly, she is also a mother. So I
Yeah,
think Polly would rather like take her baby with her into jail.
I
Yeah.
would. Come here. She's my baby. She's 8. She's not a newborn anymore, but I would
She's
bring
still
her
a
with me.
baby. She's still a baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I met her. I met her during the
hi.
weekend, and I was like, yeah, like I don't know, yeah, like I knew she was 8 years old, but when I met her in person, I was like, yeah, yeah, an 8-year-old is like really small. You know,
yeah,
like I thought that you could go out with an 8-year-old and just, like chilling out and be like, yeah, let's go get a drink, let's go to party. But then I was like, no, dang it, no, this is way too small.
yeah.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
Too young.
And this is why I'm not a father. Okay, guys, now that we have been talking a little bit about Rosalie almost going to jail, I wanted to ask
Fun
everybody here,
times, guys.
Bonding experience, Rosalie.
London experience.
Oh gosh. No, so I actually do have a question for anybody on here who might be able to help. So I I'm in between switching insurances. I'm going to OVD, but I'm really, really trying to wait until the season starts to pick up for us next year. Because I kind of feel like it's pointless for me to start my policy now and then have to continue paying it through the off season. Which I think Tom's on here. I spoke with Tom a couple days ago about it too, and he was like, "Yeah, you probably don't want to do that." So I had an event who that was at the park over the weekend. It already happened, so nothing I can do about it now. But the way that I was able to do this event was I did it under a company that I'm in network with. We're kind of trying to like work off of each other a little bit, which if anybody has any input on this part too, I would really, really love this. So there's a company over here that he is in network with the county that we live in. I believe they have like a contract that they're not allowed to book with anybody else for I don't know how long, whatever. And he also just got a contract with Forsyth County, which is probably about 30, 40 minutes away. But he likes the units that I have. He does a lot. He doesn't specialize in bounce houses. What he does are robots, LED lights, fog machines, stages, and more importantly, his big, big moneymaker, aside from that robot, the characters. He does a lot of character uh,
Oh,
mascot things, for the parties and stuff. So like SpongeBob, Sonic, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, princesses, all kinds of costumes that he has. Um, and he's also in network with other bounce house companies and like face painters and stuff like that, right? So he essentially subcontracts a lot of his work. He wants to bring me on with him so that he can subcontract my units to people. I give him the units for a cheaper price, and then he charges them a higher price. Same, vice versa. If I get anybody who wants anything that he has, he'd give it to me for a cheaper price. I can charge a higher price. When I told him about this event coming up this weekend, he was like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just use my insurance. You just can't promote your business." Which is something that I feel a little bit iffy about because he continues telling me, if you go to an event of ours, you can't promote your business. You can't promote your business, which that I completely understand because it's like I'm not trying to step on his toes either. At the end of the day, that's his customer, and there's more than enough customers out here for people to get. So I'm not trying to steal anybody's customers either. Um, but the way I kind of worked around being able to still promote myself was I made these little stickers that say buy Ent Party ATL, which is their company name, and I stuck it on my yard sign, like on the top of my yard sign. So it's like bounce via, party event rental services by Ent parties and whatever ATL, right? Um Did they ask me for the insurance paper? No, they did not ask me for the certificate of insurance, but it was there. I had it printed out on hand if it was needed, right? Now, if what I did something that can be done, like am I able to do that in the meantime until I get my insurance? If I do get any other park rentals or anything that's like at a county owned property, is that something that would be legal, I guess, to do? Like, can I slide by with doing it that way? Or do people recommend not doing it that way? You know, do people recommend not going into business with this guy and doing it the way that he wants this to go? Or like, I don't know. Does anybody have any input? Have they had any instances like this?
As far as the legal side, I would be very cautious of anybody giving you advice other than an attorney.
Gotcha.
It,
No, go ahead. Sorry, Lynn.
I was just going to say, as far as the rest of it, that's a business decision. But yeah, the legal side, I wouldn't take advice from anybody except for an attorney.
Okay.
So
His,
is
Mhm.
his policy currently covering inflatables?
his policy, and that's what I was trying to talk to him about. So when I saw the certificate of insurance, it says next insurance, which I know for a fact does not cover inflatables. So I said, wait a minute, you have inflatables, you have a couple. How do you have insurance with these people? Okay. And then on top, you're constantly having county, events that you're at, and they actually let you slide by with this insurance. And he's like, yeah. He's like, the way we put it down is, the thing is, this is what he told me. He said, here's where you messed up. He's like, you're literally only doing bounce houses. I'm like, well, I'm not only, but yes, that is my main focus, are the bounce houses, right? He says, well, our main focus are the mascots and the robot and all this other stuff. So that's how we're able to slide by with the insurance. And I'm like, but you're subcontracting all these other bounce houses. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, you know what, this doesn't seem right, but you know what, it's a $800 rental for the weekend. She's getting 2 bounce houses. I'm like, I'm gonna take the risk. And then just kind of see what happens. So I took the risk. Nothing happened. Nobody even came to ask about it or anything. When I first started, I did do a park rental as well, but this was before I even knew anything. As far as like the insurance goes, I didn't know that our county required it. They never told me anything. I guess because they didn't actually rent out a pavilion. They were just there. So that's why I guess the county wasn't on their ass about the actual certificate. But after I found that out, I just kind of was like, no more parks. But because this one came up and it was like I needed it, I went ahead and I did it. But yeah, as far as that goes, I know that wasn't the right insurance. But I'm wondering, if I do get it with someone in the meantime, right, until I get mine, if I do get someone who actually does have a valid insurance that does cover the inflatables, would I still be able to do it that way? That's what I was wondering. Not necessarily doing it with his insurance, now that I know for a fact that that's not covered by them. And then yeah, but I will definitely have to reach out to a lawyer. But as far as like the business stuff goes, I'm interested in it. Only, I guess, really what I'm asking is, if anybody has done something like that, what would be like the pros and cons, and if it's gone sideways, that way I can kind of brace myself of what to expect.
I don't know of any insurance company. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, have you ever partnered with somebody else and used their insurance? Someone has experience in this area?
I don't see another insurance company taking liability for a client that's not theirs.
That's right.
So if something was to happen, let's say that you're under their insurance, you're at your own event, somebody gets hurt on your equipment at this event that you booked, that other insurance company is not going to have anything to do with that claim. They're going to deny it immediately, and it's 100% going to fall on your business if you're set up as an LLC. If you're not, it's going to fall on you personally.
Well, also to add on that, it's just like if somebody got injured on a water slide that was built in America versus one overseas.
Yep.
So if you're at festival or something, that festival has to carry their own coverage. And if they, and then yours, and at least the liability can be split, possibly, instead of it all being on you.
Yeah, I know it's expensive, but I would just get the insurance. We actually got ours in October when we started ours, which was going into our slow season. But the state requires it. We had to get inspections. We had to get all that done. Yeah, it's a little bit of an investment, but that investment you make literally will
Covers your
save
butt.
your company
Yep.
in worst case scenario.
Yeah, because see, and that's another thing, and I'm glad, I'm sorry, I didn't get the guy before who was talking, I didn't get your name, who was asking about the postcards, but he reached out to me just yesterday and he was like, hey, woman, well, send me over your pictures, because he wanted me to send him all of my units like in pictures, but without my logo, because all the pictures that I have posted anywhere has my logo on it. So he's like, I can't use this, it has your logo. So I had to send him all of the organic pictures, like without the logos and everything. And he goes, hey, woman, send me those stuff over. He's like, I just made a contract with Forsyth County. We have a festival coming up. Do you want to, donate anything, or do you want to do? So I'll have to see if he can get me information as far as like the festival having insurance or anything like that, because I would like to, but at the same time, it is more public. There's going to be more just random people there. So I feel like it's more of a risk. So if I'm not going to be covered, I wouldn't do it.
Bottom
I just don't
line,
want to.
yeah, bottom line is you need your own insurance. Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
It sounds
All right.
sketchy.
So until I get my insurance, just don't do anything that has to do with the county. Thanks,
Yeah.
Rob.
Okay. Like, to be honest, that was really interesting. I think we also learned like a lot. But I also want to ask you guys, if you could improve only one thing about your business overnight, what would it be?
The bookings.
Say it again, Rick.
If you could improve one thing about your business, just one thing about your business overnight, like what would it be? My marketing company.
The cheap customers that want everything for free.
For bigger
For me,
discounts. The ones that
I
you
would
already gave a huge discount. And do you have any more coupons? Oh my God, I gave you a $20 off and overnight and everything.
Oh,
And they want
absolutely.
more.
No, matter of fact, that I literally just had that situation happen earlier today. And she was like, I have somebody who's charging me 160 and they're not charging delivery and setup. And I said, well, that's fine.
Go
You
with
can go with her. Yeah. But
Yeah.
then she still stayed on the phone with me, right? So I was like, you don't want to go with her, And I
They're
was like, well, the best I
bluffing.
could do is I can give you a $35 discount, because we do have a coupon for a $35 discount that's still active, this, that, and third. She still wasn't happy with it. She's like, well, my budget's 150. How's your budget 150? But you just said someone's going to give you one for 160 something. So your budget's not 150. So then I was like,
They're
okay, well, how
bluffing.
about this? I said, let me speak with the software people, or I mean the marketing people, and I'll see if there's any other coupons. I tell people that I talk to my marketing team all the time. I hang up, I converse with myself, I and me, and we figure it out, and then I call them back and I say, hey, my team said so I called her back and I was like, hey, unfortunately, we don't have any other coupons that work with this $35 discount. All the other coupons that we have added removes this discount, and this is the best discount that there is. So the best thing that I could do for you at this point is I could just add more value to what you're purchasing, and I can offer you a free yard game if you would like. And I'll just add it to the quote, but you don't have to worry about paying it because it will be free of charge. And she just texted me about 2 hours ago. She said, hey, I'll give you a call in the morning to book that unit. Go ahead. I said, great. Awesome. Let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah, most
So,
of the time they're bluffing and they don't want to pay the delivery fee.
Yeah.
And I came to the conclusion saying, okay, if that's cheaper and you get better service, they have insurance and everything, well, with them. We offer
Yes.
clean equipment on time, safe and secure equipment, the damage waiver, everything. So if you think you're going to be better with them, go ahead, be my guest. They come back
Yeah.
to us every time.
Yeah. Most times they'll just come back. They
I
act
think
like
people
they
are
have
too,
somebody.
excuse me, this is Ray. I think people are too quick to offer the discounts. I don't think they should be doing that.
That's what my husband says. He's like, you need to stop dropping your panties.
Yeah, I
I've
don't, I
never
don't like,
competed
I
on
say,
price.
I tell people to just go on my IO store. They call me. I'm just like, no. I'm like, just go right to the website. And then they're like, and they'll even send me an email. Like I had recently a customer send me an email saying, hey, can I get a, discount? And I'm like, oh no, everything's just done through the website. I don't take any cash. I haven't took any cash this whole entire year. Everything is just, they just go right on the IO website. It's great. I mean, but definitely have weeded out all the troublemakers. Since now I just take the card. And I feel like I just get way better clients instead of before I used to get like garbage clients, where they just now have to pay with a credit card because I have a lot of like high volume bounce house at a lot more higher prices. And it usually take about a day or whatever for orders to start rolling in. The other day, someone called me when they wanted the laser tag, and I told them the price was like $500, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want to pay it," and now they already paid that. So I mean, I feel like people have see something that they want on your website, and I think they'll pay for whatever they want to, buy for it. And I think having a website where people can just order things on is really good as well, instead of just a website where people can look at stuff. So
Exactly. Totally with you.
I've
You don't
posted
want
on
garbage clients.
I posted on the Bounce House Bosses group the other day. It was actually a sales class that was going over that exact thing. And I never compete on price. I always look at it like if somebody's asking me for a discount, I have done a bad job at showing them the value of what I offer. And that's the way that I look at it. And if they still don't want it and I've done everything that I can, I just say that's not my client. And I've had
Yeah.
people come back to me in the short period of time that I've been in business and say, we rented with somebody else, but we want to rent with you this time.
yep.
I mean, that's all you
You
can
just
do.
got to hold off. You don't have to be so quick right away as soon as they're on the phone.
No,
You want a discount, like
because
just do it. Like,
there's a reason they're that cheap, right? They're not taking care of their stuff. They're not cleaning it. They don't give good service. Whatever
They're
the reason is, there's
insured.
a reason they're that cheap.
They're not showing up.
Yeah.
Showing up late.
I've had several call me and say, hey, I had one booked and they didn't show, or I canceled and I tried to rebook and they won't let me rebook, and I've taken them last minute. That's something that I've had to do to go out of my way, and I charge them extra for it and they still pay it.
That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna ask. Do you charge extra for that? Because I tried charging extra for like same day bookings and people just don't go for it.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah, because I've had probably about 4 times now that I've had customers, they've tried to book with me and they don't like the price. And then they're like, oh, I found somebody else. Great. Have fun. Enjoy your event. Day of the event. They didn't show. We've been calling them. They don't answer. Can you please come? 2 times I said, yeah, that's fine. I can go. The other 2 times I said, no, I'm sorry. We're completely booked and we're about an hour away from, our office. We're not able to make it to you on time. But I apologize. But if you would like to book with us next time or for your next event, I would be more than happy to assist you with time ahead.
Yeah, I tell them, hey, I'll do it if I can possibly do it. If I can find a way to do it, I'll tell them yes, I'll do it, and then I'll charge them another $125 on top of everything else, no discounts, nothing, and they have to pay in full before I will even start to load the trailer.
Geez, I've tried charging them $70 and they don't even go for it, let alone double that.
I've
Yeah,
had
I
some
don't
I
do
give
like
it,
to
and
any
I've
pay
had
dis.
some
beforehand.
touch me.
Yep.
I was gonna say I don't give any discounts whatsoever, except for some customers that I've had for, let's say, 10+ years or whatever, where I pull their name up and I see they've rented every single year. So I automatically give them, like $20-25 off automatically because they've rented for me every single year. And I'm just it's like a loyalty thing. But other than that, someone calling me up telling me for a discount, the first thing I tell them is, unfortunately, we're in the middle of busy season, so we have no discounts. Our equipment rents out completely every single weekend. when I put it that way, they stop and they feel there's an urgency. If we don't reserve this now, we're not going to have nothing for our party. So they right away stop and say, okay, this guy's booking up quickly. So, okay, let's put us, we'll reserve it. But I never, ever, ever have I given any customer, first customer to call me and a discount. Why? I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. You've never given me any business. Why do you get a discount and no one else does?
Yeah.
Stacy Chase made a really good point at the last Bounce House Bosses conference. She said, if you're going to give a discount, make sure you're getting something in return. So about the only time that I will give a discount is when I'm getting their contact information, first time customer, something like that. I get their permission to put them on my contact list. Yeah, I'll give you a couple of bucks off for that, but I'm not going to pay more than just a few dollars, and I don't,
Hey,
I don't
I do that with
see
the
anything.
IO coupon thing. That
Yeah,
works out
yeah,
really good.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I do
Otherwise, it's like
$5.
What
loyalty or
about
that, and that's it. I'm getting something out of it.
what about
$5. They get $5. Anybody
What? Guys,
a coupon
seems
for
like we're
$5.
about to get to the end of this roundtable, but I really want to end this roundtable before we go to the next part with Tariq with some like tips that for all the ones that stay till the end, some tips that I learned throughout like a couple of years in marketing. So the first thing, like, hey, you really need to post on your social media, and the three worst times, like, to post on your social media are like, whenever it's like lunchtime in your area. Like, for example, in Spain, we normally take lunch between 2 and 3 p.m. So that's a really good time, like, to post on social media. Also at 6 p.m. and at 8 p.m. These are like the really times where people is like more active on social media. Also, if you go on your Instagram and Facebook statistics, you're gonna see like the people that follows you, which times they are more active. So you really wanna, like, if you see like they're really active like around 4 p.m., try to launch it 20 minutes before, a little bit before people go on social media. Like, go in there and do that. And by all the industry and the industry that we move in, um, something that is really important is that people need to see a face. People really need to see a face. People really need to see that, like, hey, that the brand that you're gonna take to your house, to your event, that you're gonna present to your family, to your friends, to your community, is like someone that you can trust. Also, like, for example, like, as Polly was telling us at the beginning of this roundtable, like, to show in a little bit of like of the behind the scenes, like a daily blog, like, it will always be like a really, really good gem. Um, like, for example, you can post like some videos whenever you're like going to deliver a bounce house, like cleaning
cleaning
up
it?
the house.
I wanted
Um,
to make a compilation of all the times my husband has fallen or slipped over over the bounce house. He's looking at me crazy right now. Over the bounce houses when we're rolling them up, and the humidity's gotten to them. They're a little slippery. The tarp's slippery, and he's the
That would
manly
be
one, so
fun.
he's pushing it. Yeah. So I was like, baby, you gotta give me some more content, man. I gotta put this compilation together. But it's
yeah,
Yeah,
crazy
that would
that
be really fun.
Ricardo was mentioning about the hours, because I used to post literally during lunchtime when people got off of work and right before everybody like went to sleep between like 8 and 9 p.m. And then someone told me, you need to post early in the morning for the early birds, the people who wake up early and whatever. So I started focusing on posting in the morning, but I feel like I don't get a lot of views and I don't get a lot of interaction. I feel like I got more interaction when I posted it like in the afternoon, like the times that you were mentioning. So as you were saying, I was like, I knew I should have kept doing that. So I'm gonna keep doing that again.
yeah, and also like the best times like to post on social media. Like, for example, you can post like, like some content, like, like some generic content throughout the week. The best days like to drop out like your best content is during the weekend. During the weekend, like, people don't work. People normally are just like on their houses, on their phones, like going through social media, trying like to watch a movie. And also, this is something that one of the bosses, like that talking the Bounce House bosses conference, she said this. whenever someone is booking an event, try to book another event in advance. Like for example, if someone comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I wanted to rent this bounce house," and you're like, "Oh, by the way, do you also know that I also have like dance tables and chairs? Yeah, maybe you're when do you have children? Oh, when is your birthday? Yeah, do you think maybe you're gonna need to like you're gonna need a tent, you're gonna need linens, you're gonna need a table." Like whenever someone is like already talking to you, like, "Hey, can we please like I want to make this."
Figure out when their next event is so you can try to get them to
Exactly.
book.
You
Huh.
can keep
Exactly.
track.
Find out like whenever people are already talking to you is because they're already interested in you. If
Right.
by the time you get them like to give you their contact information and future event dates, and you tell them about your inventory, like, "Oh, by the way, do you also know that for example that I have a partnership with these guys, like, yeah, we can give you like a really cool discount, like for example we can get you like some 10 stables and you can get the linens for a little bit cheaper." And people will be like, "Wow, if I'm really gonna host an event, like, yeah, I'm gonna need like all of this, and it's gonna be like so much better."
Make it like
Uh,
a one-stop shop type of deal. That's kind of what I want to do.
exactly,
That's what I'm
exactly.
Okay,
thinking.
guys. Well, thank you very much for everything. Here we have Tariq. He's gonna talk to you about Tariq. Can you enlighten us, please?
Hey guys. How did Ricardo and Paulie do? Did you guys have a good night? They talk your ear off.
It was hot.
Horrible. No, we're kidding. Yes, they were great.
All right. Well, bad news is I do not have a